Hey everyone, my name is Chris. I am the lead genius here at South Shore BMW. Thanks for taking the time to check this video out today. I'm in the all-new X5 Lci for 2024, and I just want to do a closer look at some of the interior and the changes that they've made for model year 2024. So the first thing that we're going to do is take a look over here under the left vent. This is going to be our exterior light. This is the different options there, similar from before. You can see in the center the auto that's lit up green. That's going to do everything for you. Off is going to be to the right, but the new control in there is that light with the three lines, and when you press that, we're going to take a look right over here at the center display there. That is going to bring up exterior lighting options, and we can see that the automatic is already set there. Parking light you can check off there, but there's also additional sections there as well where we can go over there and kind of see those daytime running lights, the one-touch turn signal. So all of your exterior lighting options is easily accessed through that little button on the side there. So we never had that before, so it cleans up that whole area again. The whole idea of the design of this car, much with like the X6 and X7, is to kind of clean all of this up here. So, you know, less is more in that kind of philosophy. So that's one of the bigger changes. Come over to the steering wheel. Everything may look the same, but some of the functions are actually kind of hidden in there that it's actually different than what we expect it to be. First thing is cruise control. Looks pretty similar, but this car with iDrive 8 is the first car that you can purchase basically upgraded equipment after the fact. So you don't necessarily have to have the option added to the window sticker in order to get it. And one of those things is the driving assistance professional package, which can be very popular among some customers and definitely could be a, you know, deal breaker if the car doesn't have that. Well, the great thing with iDrive 8 is the hardware is already built into all these cars. So whether you purchase it, you know, now or later, it's just a matter of when you're activating those services, which I think is pretty cool. So there is a little bit of a difference though. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure how that's going to work long term, but when you purchase it as you're building the car, you have these light bars that kind of go up there, and they'll be in there. But obviously this car does not have that, so if you purchase it after the fact here, you don't have the light bars, but I'm assuming that the technology still works the same. You just don't have the visual representation of when you're in that autonomous mode and all that other stuff. So, but it is pretty cool. That's why you have the mode button in the corner and all this other stuff. So when you press that, it tells you only cruise control is available. I mean, there's no other functions that are on the car right now, but you can go in there and purchase more. So that's kind of the trend going into the future, is seeing these cars that are fully outfitted with this equipment, and you are basically choosing to activate what you want at a certain point in time, which is cool. The other side of the steering wheel, this looks nearly identical to what we're used to, but this means something completely different, and these mean different. This used to mean media, it doesn't anymore. That pulls up the toggle between the content, layout, and head-up display, and you use those silver arrows in the left and the right to go to your different options to control. First, the content, which you see in the center there. Next, going over is going to be the layout, which is the design of this whole section of the display. And then finally the head-up display, which is probably hard to see. You can see a little bit up there. If you take a look at that parking space there, we can scroll through different head-up display options and how that is going to look. So pretty interesting how that works. So that's different there. Come into the center. Obviously the biggest change here is going to be the elimination of nearly every single climate control, you know, button there, function, which is still hard to kind of, you know, you're looking over there, you're like, wow, what's missing? Oh, everything's missing. So the front and rear defrost are the only two things kept down there. This is going to the next track or playlist. That got moved down from what we know up here. Volume dial, that is the same. All of your climate, of course, is going to be integrated into iDrive 8. This looks really confusing, I know it does, but to really easily break it up, I always tell people, look at that line in the center there. Everything to the left side is for the driver, everything to the right side over here is for the passenger. That's how you can easily break it up. Auto is up in the upper left corner. You have the AC, max AC sync. Everything you know is just there. It's just there in a, digital space. That's really all it is. Heated steering wheel, even you have multiple levels of heat for the heated steering wheel. That is a first. iDrive 8 was the first one to actually debut that, but it's really nice to have different levels of heat going in there, because we haven't had that before. But the rest of the system works as you'd expect it to, and again, that bar at the bottom is fixed and doesn't go anywhere. So that plus and minus on either side of the temperature, that's all you need to do, and the intelligent climate throughout the cabin will regulate where that airflow comes from and what the fan speed does. So that's pretty nice. Down here, the biggest difference that we see is that that gear shift lever that has been cut down nearly flush to the center console area here. So because of that, we do have a separate park button that's right down there. That's where that goes. So that's where it is. But this is works as you'd expect. So we're going to pull down to go to drive, one push up to go to neutral, one push up again to go to reverse. You can hear those sensors beeping there. But the rest of everything that we know for this vehicle is going to be basically the same. The biggest difference, again, is going to be that iDrive 8 operating system. And I'm going to have other videos up there kind of breaking that down. But that's kind of the quick overview of what's going inside of the 24 X5. One other thing that you may notice is that the interior light has changed a little bit. We have those, you can kind of see those elements going up the side there. They've stayed where they belong on the door. But they have completely changed in the center console area. They are actually backlit here from these little elements and that X5 model designation. So that's where they go. That's where they live. The cup holders down below, the door handles, that kind of boomerang, if you will, design in the door. We all know of that from the previous, before the LCI. That has remained the same, but the biggest difference here for the ambient lighting is going to be that kind of ambient light bar that's been built into the dash there. So that's pretty cool, and that's different. If you do get the executive package, you still get the LED sky lounge, those etchings that go up into the glass up there. So light will reflect off of that. That's cool. If you get the Bowers & Wilkins upgraded sound, if you have a M60 or X5M competition, there is that light element that does come through the grill of the speaker there. So that's pretty cool. But that does not really change from the previous generation as well. So again, my name is Chris. Hopefully this has been helpful. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video. Please make sure you subscribe so you can always stay up to date with our latest content. And as always, thanks for spending the time with us.